Yeah, go ahead. So let me mute everybody and then go ahead and unmute yourself, Surendra.
Yeah, my request is like this, that today you are explaining us the Upadesh Vakya, that is Tattvabodha, in this context. And then you also mentioned about the other total 4 Mahavaakyaas, that Prajnanam Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Atma Brahma. So they basically, I have heard that they indicate Abhyas Vakya, Prachiti Vakya. It means Abhyas, Prachiti and Upadesh, something in that order or something. Can you, at the end of this our Tattvabodha, explain the meaning of these 4 together?
Explain the meaning of the four Vakyas.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so we can do that, and I mean they all finally mean the same thing.
Yeah.
So we can spend some time to talk.
Okay. Yeah.
So in all these 4 statements, the Jiva is equated to the Ishvara. So I am Atma Brahma. If we say Atma is one word and Brahma is the other word, 2 words, and I am means this.
Yeah.
The word I am means this. This Atma is Brahma. That is the meaning of that statement. This Atma is Brahma. Why this Atma? Because this fellow is here. I am here, which is this. I look up to Ishvara there, up there somewhere. I don't know where. So that is why Ishvara always referring to that. And Brahma. So I am Atma. This Atma is that Brahma. So you can say I am Atma Tad Brahma. Okay, if you want to elaborate it slightly. I am Atma Tad Brahma Asti. Can add a verb there. Is. The word is can be added. So this Atma Asti is that Brahma. Correct? So that is that statement. I am Atma Brahma. Tattvamasi, you know, that's also a complete, grammatically complete statement. Tat Brahma Tvam Atma Asi. You can add, that could be a slightly elongated sentence which brings in a few more facts about these words. Tat Brahma Tvam Atma Asi. Correct? 5 words. Okay, then what? Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Atma Tat Brahma Asmi. Aham Atma Tat Brahma Asmi. So Brahma Asmi is the way to split it. It's 2 words joined together. Huh? Just remember that. So Brahma is one word and Asmi is the other word. And when you join together, it becomes Brahmasmi. Brahmasmi. So Aham Brahma Asmi. That's what we get when we split this word. So okay, so Aham Atma Tad Brahma Asmi. Correct? So Prajnanam Brahma. Prajnanam. So Prajnanam, consciousness. So Aham Prajnanam Tad Brahma Asmi. Aham Prajnanam Tad Brahma Asmi. So I understand I am consciousness, but I don't know about Brahma. Then the Shastram says Brahma is not any different from consciousness. In fact, it is consciousness. And so consciousness being the truth of the entire world, I can equate myself to that Brahma. I am Atma, Brahma, Prajnanam, Brahma. So the statements, if you see, they are literally identical. They are just using little different words, that's all. Just little different words. Brahma is there. In Tattvamasi, the word Brahma is not there, but Tat is there. Then you introduce Brahma. In this Prajnanam Brahma, Tat is not there. You introduce Tat. Correct? And so that's the beauty of it. And it can't be any different also. Because what is the purpose of the Shastra? It doesn't want to invent something new. It is not interested in that. Everything that is needed is already given. And so it is only trying to reveal a fact. And so these statements, therefore, are pretty much identical. I mean, there are different other variations also. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma is there. That is also in Chandogya Upanishad. Ekameva Dvitiyam Brahma is there. Okay, Father Uddalaka says that to Shvetaketu. What a teaching it is, my goodness. The father goes on, teaches the son. That shows the tradition. Look at how it was. It shows the tradition. The teacher, the parent himself or herself was the teacher of the child. That's how it was those days. So Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, the Aham aspect is not there in that statement. Sarvam Brahma, let's analyze that sentence. Sarvam Khalu Idam Brahma. Sarvam Idam Brahma Khalu. That is the way to reorganize the words. Sarvam Idam, all this means what? All that also, all this and that, everything that I'm facing here like this, I'm sitting here and watching, all this, Brahma Khalu, is Brahma indeed. And it must include Aham also in that. So that Aham also should be included. So, and then Ekameva Dvitiyam Brahma or Ekameva Dvitiyam. So, Ekameva Advitiyam Brahma. Very interesting. Ekam Brahma. Let's take it slowly. Brahma is one word. Ekam is another word. Ekam Brahma. One Brahma. Okay, one Brahma. One Brahma. That means Ekam Brahma Asti. You can add Asti. Yes, there is one Brahma. Okay. Now, there is one Brahma, if you say, means what? There are other Brahmas also, but this particular Brahma is special. And so there is this one Brahma that you have to focus on. Okay. Then Ekam Eva Brahma. Ekam Eva Brahma. There is one Brahma alone. There is one Brahma alone. Or one Brahma only. Correct? Now, what's the problem with that statement? There is one Brahma only means what? There is only one Prime Minister for India. Only one Prime Minister. There are no two Prime Ministers for India. And thanks to Jammu and Kashmir, we can confidently say that. Okay. Previously, we had a doubt. Now we have no doubt. And so there is only one Prime Minister. Okay. And so one Prime Minister. So this Ekameva Brahma is not like that. Because there is only one Prime Minister. And then there are so many other things who are not Prime Ministers or who may be Prime Ministers but not of India. Like this, there are so many people out there. So only one Prime Minister can have so many implications. Therefore, Ekameva Advitiyam Brahma. Advitiyam means there is nothing other than Brahma. Advitiyam. There is no other thing. You can't point to something else and say that is not Brahma. That is the meaning of this advitiyam. So ekam eva advitiyam brahma asti. Asti. So I think that summarizes
Thank you.
the question.
This crystal and flower example is same as part space and outside the space, correct?
Correct. So in what way it is same? So in the pot space example, what is the upadhi?
Yeah. I am coming to upadhi is the thinking of the inside air that he is limited. He is of that particular shape.
Correct.
Like that.
Correct. So
then okay.
Space is there. The idea here is when the pot space example is little we have to think through. The space thinks I am limited. The space complains, I was so big and free, and now where did you come from, oh pot? I've lost my freedom. Space says. So then the pot we call is the upadhi. The pot is the upadhi. What is upadhi? Because pot is what gives the sense of limitation to the space. But the space has to be pot space. Let's talk about the identity. This particular space, which is where the pot is, and which is there inside the pot, which is also there outside the pot, no doubt. But leave that aside. Which is there in the pot, which is also, when we say space here, we are not talking about air. We are talking about what? Not air. We are talking about the space. The expanse, if you want to call it. The expanse we are talking about. And the pot itself is there in that expanse. The space itself is accommodating the pot. That space was there even before the pot came. So the pot space has to be told, wait, you are confused. Pot cannot do anything to you. In fact, you are the one that is holding the pot. Because of you, the pot is, and so you can never be limited by the pot. That is the pot space example.
So one more. Who gives the upadhi to different beings? One is short, one is wicked, one is greedy. There are different attributes to different people. Who gives the upadhi? Just like we keep the flower, that bee is conscious. The pot maker makes the pot of different shapes and keeps it. He is a creator. That creator creates the upadhi to the space. Like that, is there anything any entity who gives upadhi to different beings, different jivas?
Yeah. So before that, you can ask a question: Who made me come into this life? Who created this body for me? Also, question is there. So the Ishvara Niyati. So the entire law, all the laws, all the operating principles we see in this world are all part of an order, and that order is not separate from Ishvara. So Ishvara is not just the creator, but also the created. This is our view. Having said that, part of the law is what is called, so you have all this biological law, you've got the law of psychology, you've got the botanical laws, all the ologies are all laws, huge, massive laws that are there. So, and then part of that is the law of karma. Law of karma also is a law. I've not yet seen a discipline called karmology, but that karmology is what we're talking about. And so this jiva is carrying on, and karma is being gathered, and so where the karma is being accumulated, the next birth is coming. So the part of that body includes all these attributes you talked about. So when you say somebody is greedy, somebody is generous, etc. So those are all attributes of the mind, and it comes along. So package deal comes with the karma, and we don't say Ishvara does it. In fact, when it comes to karma, what we say, Ishvara is helpless.
Yeah, he cannot do that.
Ishvara is helpless. Helpless.
Yes,
Therefore, we say you asked for it, therefore you got it. We say this. Yeah, we attribute everything to Ishvara. That is fine. That of course is there. But there is not somebody like a puppet show. This guy is, every doll in the puppet show. And those days we used to have puppet show. Somebody was called me the other day and talked about this wonderful puppet show people that are there, and we were talking about how to support them. And so we are not like puppets in the hands of Ishvara. This is an Abrahamic idea. This is not a Sanatana Dharma idea. So we're not puppets that somebody is deciding what should be my mood today. So what we say is it's part of the karma, and there is always a cause for everything, for every effect, and that cause effect continues, and the effect becomes a cause for some other effect. That effect becomes a cause for some other effect. So we can trace that, and if one wants to. And
so during the course of life, suppose a person matures himself and he changes the way of thinking. That is, a confused person becomes more generous, and he does more punya by serving to his parents and all that. So the upadhi slowly changes. Upadhi will be changing.
Yeah. So
So it is not a constant as he gets the birth.
Correct. So we are changing every day, really speaking. This is why it is so important to appreciate the things we say. When we say somebody is greedy, it's actually a wrong statement. Why it's a wrong statement? Somebody is greedy. That means what? A statement is made, this person X is greedy. You have equated greed and this person. Okay. Then I follow this person and I see what all he does. And you gave me an example where he went after this, say money or something. And so he appears greedy. Then he goes to the family and he goes home. And then I find he is very compassionate. He is very generous. And with his children and with his family members. Then I ask, wait a minute. This person X is equal to greed. How come I don't see any greed now? Why? What happened to the greed? What that tells me is that person is given to seeking more and more when there is no need, okay, or when that is not right, okay, when it's not right. Like that we can say, but you can't equate the person to greed. That is what I'm saying. That's a wrong statement. That's why this statement, they call it labels. Labels.
Yes.
Labeling people, dangerous. We have to be very careful. That's why even to make a statement like this, we should make us shy. We can say it, but then we also withdraw it. And because a person can change and a person will change. So that is another reason also. In a given day also, the person is not greedy all the time. And then over time also, the person can change. The person can become a philanthropist. We never know. Therefore, for these reasons, that statement is not true. And therefore, upadhi is constantly
changing.
Attributes are constantly changing. And therefore, you can say upadhi changes. That is fine. But if you look at Sthula and Sukshma Sharira as the Upadhi, then that Upadhi is constant. But yeah, the attributes of the Upadhi is constantly changing. Constantly changing. We are not the same person in the morning and in the evening. So yeah, constantly changing. But the fundamental confusion is not changing. I am this body alone is not changing. That is a fixed idea I have. So yeah, that Upadhi quality, some attributes may change and all that, that's fine. But the idea that I am this body doesn't change. Correct?
So one more thing, because of our previous birth, our Upadhi comes, right? So that means we are influencing the Atma because of our Upadhi.
So we are influencing Atma because of Upadhi means what? What is your...
So Upadhi, Upadhi is in us, Atma is in us, in the form of Upadhi.
Atma is?
In us, in the form of Upadhi.
Atma is in the form of Upadhi. Okay.
That is, we have the consciousness in the form of Upadhi.
Okay, good. So here is the question. So I'll ask you the question. Is the water in the ocean affected by the wave? Is the wave affecting the water? Because a wave is there, when you look at something and say it's a wave, and the wave speaks to you, and I say you're not wave, you're essentially water. Now the question to us is this: is the wave affecting the water in any way? Has the wave limited the water? This is the question.
But water is in the wave. Water also is there in the wave, and it becomes a part of the attribute.
So yeah, it's a when you say wave is an attribute, so then what we say is wave is a particular form. Okay, wave is a form, and yeah, water is the content of the wave. Water is the essential content of the wave. That same water, the water which is the content of the ocean, is also the same. The water in the ocean is no different from the water in the wave. What do we have to say about that? If the water has been affected by the wave in some way, then that water should be different than the water in the ocean. But we don't see that. We don't see that. The water in the wave is exactly identical. Identity is pakka, perfect, and no difference at all. And it doesn't matter whichever part of the ocean you go, you dip your finger and taste it, it will be salty. Same saltiness will be there. Or you go to the beach and taste the water, it will be the same thing. So the wave has no ability to change water because wave is mithya, water is satyam. Wave is upadhi, agreed. Wave apparently limits water. Apparently limits water. It is fine, that is agreed. And the wave thinks that I am limited. Yeah, that is correct. It thinks I am limited because it doesn't recognize water. Wave doesn't recognize water. That is why wave thinks it is limited. Correct? If the wave is able to recognize water, then it will say, oh my God, sarvam kalvidam water, sarvam kalvidam apaha. My God, I didn't know that. That is what it will say. I am everywhere. Can it make the statement, I am everywhere? So we need to think about this. This is Vedanta. I am everywhere. It has to say, because there is nothing. What can it say? What else can it say? Then you have to explain, then what is this waveness? This Sthula Shariram, Sukshma Shariram, what does it do to you? All this we can talk about. Okay? Good question.
There are some Mahavaakyaas, like Panchaksharam, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Narayana. These two are related to this Tattvamasi and Agam Brahmasmi.
Okay. So good. So the question is, these other statements like Om Namah Shivaya ityadi, Om Namo Narayanaya. So so we have to look at Om first. Om itself is a very important sound symbol. Om is a sound symbol. It's not a written symbol. So someday when we get a chance to talk about Om, I will explain. And so Om has to be explained. Om refers to Ishvara. Om itself refers to everything. Om is Ishvara. Narayana is also Ishvara. And Namaha, Narayanaya Namaha. My salutations to that Narayana. So we can interpret it in different ways. If you want to look at Narayana with a particular form, etc., Adishesha is lying and with the lotus on his stomach. If you want to say that, then okay, that Narayana, he is also Narayana with a particular form. Saguna Brahma, Narayana, Sarvajnaha. And then there is Brahma, if you want to say, then we take the gunas away. And then we will say Narayana is Brahma. Like that we can say. But generally we don't talk about, when we say Mahavaakya, we don't talk about Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Narayana, etc. Because that's an expression of salutation. Namaha is salutation. My salutations too. And who do you salute to?
Namaha is not part of Mahavaakya. Om Namo Narayana, only 8 words. Likewise, Om Namachivaya only. Namaha will not come. Only doing salutations, Namaha they add it.
Yeah, so that when you say Om Namah Shivaya, that Namaha is what I am referring to. That Namaha.
No, Namaha is not there.
No, that Namo is Namaha, Venkateshanji.
Oh, okay.
That Namo is Namaha. It's not some special. Just because you put it in the end, it doesn't change. If you put it in the middle also, that word is there. So, Om Namo Narayanaya, when you say, it is no different than saying Om Narayanaya Namaha. It's the same thing. So, Namaha is there. Namaha is a beautiful word and it implies a lot of things. But generally, we don't look at that as a Mahavaakya. And it has other meanings like I salute Narayana because of who he is. Like that it comes. So the attitude of bhakti, sharanagati, etc. comes. And same with Namah Shivaya. And Narayana, the word Narayana itself, we can interpret it. I think I mentioned it some time ago. Right? Narasya Ayanam. The goal of the human being is Narayana. So that also can be interpreted. So after death, the person reaches, where the person reaches is Narayana. That is one way of interpreting it, correct? So to Vaikuntha, and therefore that, and the place where Narayana is Vaikuntha, and therefore it's like going to a place, Narayana. Or we will say, Narasya Ayanam, the goal of the human being is to recognize that he or she is Narayana. And so then that is how we interpret. Then it becomes a Mahavaakya. So it can be interpreted. All our words can be interpreted like that. But generally, Mahavakyam refers to these statements in the Upanishads.
It's Aikyam, right? Aikyam between Jivatma and Paramatma.
Because Namaha expresses duality. You have a subject and object. Whereas in the Mahavakyas, though there are two entities, but the ultimate goal, they are one. So non-duality is expressed in Mahavakyas, whereas when you say Namaha, there is definitely a subject-object differentiation. So that probably limits it from being Mahavakya.
Yeah, so Narayana, the word itself we explained, and we understand it as as revealing the confusion in the human being. If I say I am different from Narayana, that is what I say, then I say no, you are Narayana. That is what happens. That is what happens. Yeah, that is what happens to the word Narayana.
Isn't it like
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, Mohini, I understood. So that the word alone we are analyzing, but when you say Narayanaya Namaha or Namo Narayana, then of course it is a salutation. So therefore Dvaita is given, Dvaita is understood. Because somebody must be there different than something else to whom salutations are given. And so it implies Dvaita. It implies Dvaita. That's a good point. And that is why normally Mahavakya we don't. There is no action in a Mahavakya. A Mahavakya cannot have an action. So Namaha means what? Mama Namaha Narayanaya Dadami. That will be the full sentence. Correct? Mama Namaha Narayanaya Dadami. I give my salutations to Narayana. That is the full sentence, which is abbreviated as Namo Narayanaya. Everything else is understood. Dadami is understood. Aham is understood. Correct? The one who is chanting is offering the salutations. All understood. So it's a statement of action. Involves action. So whenever action is there, Mohaniji is saying that a duality is implied. Duality is implied. So that is the way we look at it. Good. So we'll stop now. It's about 8:10 here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jayakamaji.
Thank you.
Namaskara.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
Turn off the recording.
Yeah.